Hi everyone, welcome back to the Divine Healing with Love channel. I am Nicole. I'm so grateful to have you here with me today. Welcome back to the capital LOVE tribe. Thank you all so much. Thank you so much for all of this love, support, encouragement, likes, subscribing, donations, being here, being present, showing up for yourself, doing this work. I'm proud of you. Keep going. Thank you all so much. It's a pleasure to be here, to be of service. This is healing for you. It's healing for me. I'm so grateful we could do this together. So today we're going to dive into it. Pick a card about what are the assumptions about you. What do people assume about you? What do they perceive is going on with you or going on in your life, or just whatever comes up about the assumptions about you. Now, these assumptions, I just want to say, some of these things that come up may be true, may not be true, but this is about how they assume what's happening with you, their assumptions about you, and what they perceive is going on with you in your life. So whether it's true or not, you just take it what it is. And this is just for you to know for, as you move forward in your journey. Okay. So pile 1, we have Dilettante. Pile 2, we have Advocate. Pile 3, we have Hedonist. Okay, timestamps will be linked below. Thank you all so much, and I will see you in your reading. Hi, Pal 1. Welcome to your reading. Thank you all so much for being here with me today. I hope you are well. Welcome back to the capital LOVE tribe. I am Nicole. Let's get into your reading. Thank you so much. So if you chose this card, Dilettante, delights in the arts without having to be a professional, alerts you to the danger of becoming superficial in your pursuits. So this reading today is going to be about what do people assume about you and the assumptions about you that they have, okay, and how they perceive you. So some of these things that may come out may or may not be true. Okay, so just take it for what it is, just so you can know as you move forward in your journey. So with this card right here, this is telling me that people see you or assume that you're just extremely creative. They feel like you're very creative. They feel like you can create so many different things that you may not always be like an expert, or you may not always have, quote unquote, the professional capabilities of doing it, or you may not, they assume that you're not being seen as a professional in some of your creative pursuits just yet, but they assume that you just have all of these different creative abilities that you shine and you're able to highlight, or you're basically like you could almost create and do anything. Okay. Some people assume that you can be a bit, I don't want to say superficial about your creativity, but maybe like they just feel like they assume that you can be a little arrogant about your creativity, or like, I feel like what it is not really arrogance, but it's more like, I feel like because you're so creative and because you're so talented and gifted, it's almost like you project, or they project onto you, like they wish that they could have this creativity, or they wish they could shine in their creativity like you do. So it's almost a situation like they try to assume that you're going to be arrogant about it, or assume that you're going to be superficial, or assume that you're going to be like big-headed about the things that you're able to do, but it's really not the truth. But this is what they're assuming. They're assuming that you have like an arrogant side to you, or like you're a show-off, or you can have a show-off side because you're so creative and gifted. But it's like they know that you're so, like, it's no question to your creativity. There's no question to it, and they know that, but they assume that you could be a lot more, or that you have a super arrogant side in terms of your creativity. Okay, let's see what else. What do they assume about pile 1? Okay, So we have the Emperor. We have the Hermit. We have Queen of Pentacles. We have the World in reverse. We have Four of Pentacles. And then we have Eight of Wands. Okay, so let's see here. Bottom of the deck, we have Six of Pentacles in reverse. So this is interesting. So people, what do they assume about you? This is what they assume. They assume that they feel like, okay. So they assume that you are, people see you and they know that you're powerful. Like they know that you have a lot of power, you exude a lot of power, you exude a lot of confidence. That's what they assume about you, and that's how they perceive you, and that's what they know. But they assume that even though you have all of this power, that things are just not all together in your world. Like the way that you present, they assume that or they see you as someone who presents like you're doing, like everything is great, but behind the scenes, things are literally falling apart, okay? Whether this is true or not, again, this is what they assume. And for some of you, people are talking about it. Okay, people are talking about the fact that you're doing so well professionally, and you're professional in your career, your professional life and your career is on fire, but your family and romantic life is going down. It's not where it should be, or for some of you, it's collapsing, falling apart. Okay, and this is what they're assuming. People assume that you're extremely generous, but you don't always. Sometimes you can be extremely generous, but then sometimes you can save or be stingy with your money or keep to yourself. I'm getting this energy of they assume that you like to keep things to yourself a lot, or they assume you like to keep things bottled up. You like to keep a lot of things within. You like to be alone a lot. They assume that you're a bit introverted, or you're kind of like a loner, or they just assume that you like to save a lot of money, that you don't always like to spend a lot of money. They assume that sometimes it's difficult for you to spend money or to give money, but then it's like they see you as being super generous. I'm feeling like it's this extreme polarity here. It's almost like an extreme energy is either to one side or the next. Like either you're being super generous and people see you as being very generous, or you're either keeping all your money to yourself, or not giving any money, or not giving any of your time, or like you're spending a lot of time with people, and then you go from one extreme to the next of being alone, not wanting to be with anyone, not wanting to do things with other people. People also assume that they see you as being very grounded, but they don't feel like you're a risk taker. They assume that you don't really like to take risks, that you don't like to do things quick, fast, and in a hurry, that you're not the type of person that is easily moved. You're not the type of person that's going to, again, jump on anyone's bandwagon, or you're just going to jump at the first idea, or, they don't assume flighty or unstable behavior. They see you as someone that's very stable, grounded, balanced. You're not unstable. You're not just this person that's out here just doing whatever. People really do assume a lot of things about your love life. I'm definitely hearing, when it comes to your love life, they assume that many of you, they don't really know, they feel like you work too much, like your love life is affected by your work. Like maybe you're too focused on work and not focused enough on your love life and your family. People really wonder who you're dating, who you're seeing. For some of you, people wonder how you're doing. Like if they know that you're not with someone, or you've broken up or something like that, they really worry about you. They worry about what's going on with you. They assume that you're heartbroken, or you're using work as an escape. You're using work as something to deal with the pain that you're dealing with. For some of you, there's like a breakup here. You may be breaking up. with someone, or you broke up with someone, maybe divorced or something like that. And so people assume that even though you look like you have it all together, you're really not doing well at all. You're not passionate. You're really not happy. Things have just been really tough for you recently, okay? So people just assume that, I'm hearing for some of you, we're going to pull some more cards. I'm hearing for some of you, people are saying like, their work life is always on point. They're very creative. They can do whatever they want. But when it comes to their love life, they can't get that together. Okay, they have issues with getting things together in their love life. And people assume that it's because of your love and your creativity and your love to work and love to always work and be around people and to do a lot of different things. That's what affects your love life. Like basically, you don't know how to, they assume you don't know how to create balance with your work and life, okay? You don't know how to create that balance. You rather work instead of focusing on love and family. So they assume that like you're a workaholic, or work means everything to you, and you don't care as much about your love life and your family because you're too consumed with your work. So let's get more into it. Let's dive deeper. What else today is saying? Okay, online dating. Now again, these are assumptions. They may not be the truth. Ancestor messages. Vacation time. And midlife crisis. Okay, we have here Fool, Lover, Victim, and Guide. Okay, so right now, the assumptions about you, pile one. People feel like you're in a midlife crisis for some of you. Okay, people feel like you're going through something serious. You're in this place of going through a big shift. You're not happy in your life. You're searching for happiness. You're searching for some of you, people assume you're going through some type of awakening, some type of big shift in your life. A lot of things are changing. The old you was gone, or you're shifting into a new person, or you're trying to find this new energy to shift into. People see you as someone that's taking time, or like maybe you are, like they're assuming that when they don't see or hear from you or see you on social media or whatever is going on, that you are vacationing, that you're trying to create more balance, you're trying to have more fun, because we do have a lover here. So people do see you as a lover. People see you as someone who loves to love, who loves to be in love, who loves to be in relationships. Many people, especially if people have watched you in your relationships on social media or watched your life on social media, they see you as a person who loves to be in relationships or loves to be with someone, or they, assume that you love to be in relationships. They assume that you love to spend your life with someone that you love, and that means a lot to you. Like I said, I feel like for many people that watch you, Pile One, they just assume that there's an issue with you and your work and your love life. Like there's no balance there. There needs to be some type of balance. Like you don't know how to balance it. And they just assume that like the way you love to work really affects things in your love life. Okay. So that's like a big assumption that people have regarding you. And for some of you, people are really concerned about it for you. Like I feel like, I don't feel that it's like people talking shit or people, I feel like almost like pity. Like some people feel sorry for you, or people feel pity for you, or people feel like, because people like admire your work, or they feel like, the work that you do, like your coworkers and stuff like that, they feel like you do such a great job. Like people see you as this person who can have it all. So they kind of like assume, or they wonder why you can't, the love life part you're having issues with that. Okay. So people assume that you're online dating, or you are dating, whether it's online or not. They assume that you are dating, that you're seeing other people, or you're, getting out there, exploring your options. People assume that you have a connection with your ancestors, that you you listen to your ancestors, you get guidance from your ancestors, you're very connected with your ancestors. People assume that you enjoy having a good time, but they feel like they don't know why they don't see you really having a good time. It's almost like they wonder, like, when do you take a break, or they wonder, like, when do you have fun, or they wonder, like, what's fun for you, or they want to see you having more fun. People assume that you have a different type of humor, and people would like to know more about your humor or what really makes you laugh. I feel like for many of you, people view you as this person that's very stoic or serious, or maybe you're just very mysterious. People just don't really know much about you, but they're very curious about you, okay? Or they want to know more about you. A lot of people have a lot of curiosity when it comes to you. So it's kind of like they assume a lot of different things because they really don't know. And they really want to know. Like, there's a serious curiosity around pile one. Okay, so people assume that right now, for some of you, that you're in a victim consciousness. You may be playing the victim. Like I said, especially if people, knew some of the relationships you were in or something like that. People assume that you like to play the victim card, or you like to play the victim role, or you like to say that people victimize you and do you wrong and treat you wrong, and you don't always take accountability. You don't always see yourself in these situations. People feel like they assume that you're very connected to the higher power. You're very in touch with your own divinity. You're very in touch with who you are, your spiritual nature of who you are. Again, people see you as very passionate. They see you as a lover. They see you as someone who loves to love. They feel like love really fuels your creativity and helps you to be inspired. This is how they see you, and this is what they assume about you. Okay, so let me get some more messages before we get to your healing cards. Okay, what do they assume about pile one? I'm going to see how these messages make sense. These messages were created for like messages from another person to like a love connection, person to person thing, but I want to see how this makes sense. Okay. All right. So let's see. Trying to make you jealous. Let's build a legacy together. Big dick energy. My ex knows I love you. Cheating and lies. Will you visit me in my dream space? So the assumptions about you. Okay, so people assume that you have big dick energy. Whether it doesn't matter your gender, this is what they assume. They feel like you have a big ego. They feel like your ego can be out of control sometimes. They feel like sometimes you don't know how to rein things in. Like I said, I'm feeling a very dualistic, extreme polarity type energy from one extreme to the next. So people see you as someone who likes to make people jealous, whether you're doing things to make other people jealous, or maybe you're trying to make an ex jealous, or whatever you're trying to do. People assume that this is what you're trying to do. People also assume that again, it's your love life. People have a lot of assumptions about your love life. People assume that if you're with someone else, you may be in love with someone else. It's something here about your love life and like who you love and who you are in love with, okay? People have a lot of assumptions about, like, again, people see you on social media, your life is on social media or public platform or whatever. People know things about your love life. They assume if you've moved on to a new person from your ex, they assume that, you may be trying to make your ex jealous, or you're still in love with your ex. This is what people assume, okay? People also assume that you're a person, you're building a legacy. You want to build a legacy. You want to have a beautiful life. I just saw 1313, so that's a message for someone, okay? People, assume that that's very important for you. That legacy is important. Wealth, generational wealth, building something, having a name for yourself. Again, using your creativity, this is what people assume. People assume for some of you that you are a cheater, or you like to cheat and you like to lie, or you do. Again, I feel like it's with your romantic life. Maybe you cheated on a partner before, or you lied, or you lie a lot, or, you will cheat. Again, This does not have to be the truth. This is just assumptions, okay? People also feel like you're a very dreamy person. You know, you like to dream, you like to be inspired, you have a lot of high hopes for people, for things in life. You know, you're a very dreamy, whimsical person, okay? So, and some people have your pictures and messages saved. And I just saw 1414. Okay, I just have to say that. All right, I just want to point that out. Okay, so these cards did fit in pretty good, okay? So let's get your healing oracles out. So now you know what people assume about you, pile one. All right. Support is all around you. Clear the past, heal the present. In silence, peace prevails. And we have reach out. I reach out my hand and my heart to connect to and unite all of humanity. Earth Elemental, I gratefully accept the abundance the earth bestows on me. Heart Chakra, I love myself and others unconditionally and nurture loving relationships. Archangel Raphael, I invite Archangel Raphael to bring healing and knowledge into my life. Okay. Let's see, I got a couple more. Okay. And then we have Creator Earth. One step ahead is all you need. And what's your honest truth? Okay, pile one. So number one, Archangel Raphael is present. And Archangel Raphael is trying to heal your heart. This is a lot of heart chakra healing going on here. And we see all of this green that represents the heart chakra. Right now, your heart is healing. And call on Archangel Raphael to help bring healing to your heart, to heal your heart chakra, to heal the pain that you have in your heart right now. And also to bring in knowledge that will help you find more of your truth. Right now, there is this energy of not expressing your truth. There's a throat chakra blockage here. And you need to ask yourself, take the time to ask yourself, what is your honest truth? What is really the truth of your heart, the truth of your soul, okay? You need to take some time alone. You need to take some time to be in alone, to be in solitude. This is how you find peace. This is how you will find joy and harmony, because right now you're clearing the past so you can heal the present. That means being rejuvenated by the water element. So water and the earth element is very prominent here. Letting the water cleanse you, letting the water purify you, letting the water rejuvenate you. If you could go be near some water, go to a beach, put your feet on the sand, let the water cleanse you, okay? Take a spiritual bath, put some bath salts in your bath. Just sit in the water and let it cleanse and purify you. Let that water heal you, okay? Support is all around you. You have archangels here. You have Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael. And you have your ancestors and spirit guides here to support you. You are being very supported and divinely guided. And you're being asked to continue to move forward. One step ahead is all you need. One step at a time, because you are a creator. You naturally are able to create with the earth elements. That means using things like water, using things like fire, using things like the grass and herbs and medicine and plant medicine and things like that to heal, to create whatever it is that you want with the earth element. But there is a lot of, and we see earth element here again. So this is telling me again, you need to get out of nature. You need to get out of nature and let nature heal you. Spend some time alone taking a hike, or just sitting outside with the sun shining on you if you can do that, or walking around in nature, just observing nature, just letting just letting nature heal you, letting that silence come in, and just don't talk, cut the phone off, and just unplug and recharge. Nature wants to heal you. You have a lot of abundance coming in, but you have, again, a lot of support. And right now, you need to focus on healing your heart and loving yourself and nurturing yourself, because the more you do that, you will be able to have more loving and nurturing relationships. And you will also be able to continue with your mission, because many of you are light workers, or many of you are doing things to help humanity. You want to unite humanity. You're here working for the collective. You have a divine mission to do things to unite humanity and to help the collective. So heal this heart right now. Get purified and rejuvenated and heal your heart. That's going to help you, and speak your honest truth. But you have to know what your honest truth is first. Before you're able to speak it, you have to know it. And so that may be something that you want to journal. What is your honest truth? What is the truth for you? So I really hope that helps, Pile 1. I'm sending you so much love. If no one told you that they love you today, I love you. I'm proud of you. Keep going. You got this. Please like the video. Comment below. Let me know how this resonated. If you don't want to let me know how this resonated, drop a red heart, please. Share the video. Subscribe. Join the Capital LOVE tribe. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next reading. Hi, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading. Thank you all so much for being here with me today. Welcome back to the Divine Healing with Love channel. Welcome back to the Capital LOVE tribe. I am Nicole. Let's get into it. I wanted to say this first before we begin, that this reading is about the assumptions about you. Okay, so this is how people perceive you, and this is what they assume. It doesn't mean that this is the truth, but this is what they think and what they assume. So I just want to say that first before we begin. Okay, so Advocate inspires you to put compassion into action. So people assume that you are a very inspired person. You get inspired by many different things. You get inspired by injustices, or when people are done wrong, or the people that don't really have a voice to speak up. And when you get inspired, this ignites that fire, passion, and that energy to take action, to put plans into action, to do something to make a difference, to do something to help people, to do something to inspire others or help others, okay? You like to advocate for others, and you like to be an advocate. You like to be a voice to help people, to give back, to help humanity. This is how people perceive you. This is what they assume. Like, you feel very compassionate about many different things. And again, that compassion leads you into inspiration and pushes you forward to do something to help others and to help people, whether you're speaking about something or, organizing something, it doesnent matter. You're here to help, and you want to help. So people see that in you. All right, so let's get some more messages. What do they assume about Pile 2? Okay. We have Knight of Pentacles. We have Knight of Cups. We have 5 of Wands. We have 7 of Pentacles. We have 8 of Swords in reverse. And then we have Death in reverse. Okay, bottom of the deck, 10 of Swords. Okay, what do people assume about you, Pile 2? All right, quite a few things coming through, so take what resonates for. Okay, Pile 2. So again, people assume that you are, or they see you as being someone that's a very hard worker. You are very determined. You're very ambitious. You love to invest in yourself, invest in your projects, invest in your work. People see you as someone that's extremely competitive. You don't back down. You don't back down to a challenge. People assume that for some of you, I'm seeing like people have this assumption that like You have another side to you that's very volatile, or that could be very angry or explosive. And it's kind of like you use that anger and those feelings of competitiveness and like it's almost like a war energy or like a warrior type energy. You use that to fuel your creativity and your work and your projects. For some of you, people assume that you love conflict, you love drama, or you like to engage in drama and conflict. Like people, it's almost like a duality thing here, okay? Some people assume that you're just laid back, easygoing. You enjoy being around people and, you like to have a good time. You may even be like very romantic, or people assume that you're very romantic. I'm hearing lover boy, lover girl type energy. I'm also hearing, you know, seductress or like Don Juan type energy. Okay, you like to do things like that. You like to be seductive. You like to be alluring. But then you have another side to you where you could be very angry. You can go off. You have like a switch. You could be very stubborn. People assume that. Very stubborn, very stuck in your ways, very not easily able to move, to pivot, to change. Is your way or the highway. You don't like to do things differently. You don't like to really change. When you do change, is when you feel like it. It's on your time. No one can push you. No one can make you do anything. For some of you, I'm hearing that people feel like, you have to have someone to persuade you, or basically like, get in your ear to make you do certain things, to get you to change, or to get you to be open to new ideas, because you could be very stubborn, very stuck, very like in your own way. You only want it to be done one way, okay? People assume that you overthink. People assume that you have a lot going on, and you it's almost like you overanalyze and you overthink, and sometimes you trap yourself in your own, like you trap yourself in your mind, okay? Or you just have a lot going on in your mind that you don't say. It's almost like people assume for some of you that you have a whole nother universe in your mind. And sometimes that's where like that's where you enjoy being, sometimes more than being grounded, unless you're like working. Like you're very grounded and balanced and present when you're at work. But when you are outside of work, people feel like you're kind of like in your head a lot, like you're really not there, like you're kind of in and out. They don't always feel like you're really focused on. For some of you, I'm hearing people feel like they assume you get bored easily, or you're just not always present with them. Like they just feel like you're here, but you're not here. You're kind of in your head. And for some of you, people assume that you are having a difficult time, or like you say a lot of negative things to yourself. Like you can be very self-deprecating sometimes with yourself, and you can like suffer from low self-esteem, or suffer with like body image issues, or you always don't think the best things of yourself. This is what people assume. But people also assume that like, you have a very dreamy side to you. Like I said, I don't know, some of you people like assume that you love living in your head, okay? That's what I'm hearing. And you have a lot more love than you show. You keep your love very bottled up. You're very, like, you have a depth of love, but it's like you don't want people to know it and you don't want people to see it. You keep it all to yourself. You keep a lot of your emotions bottled up. That's what they assume. Like you have a lot more emotions than you share, than you let on. People feel like you try to act like you don't really feel, or you try to act like you don't really love, or like love is for, I'm hearing like suckers, or, stuff like that. Like love is for lames. But people feel like that's just a facade, okay? For some of you, people assume that like you like peace and you like balance and you like harmony, but it's like you don't always stay in that energy. Sometimes people feel like you like conflict, or you like to engage in conflict, and you like competition. Like you enjoy competition, you enjoy a game, you enjoy mind games, you enjoy playing games, you enjoy playing with people. And for some of you, people assume that you're dealing with some type of heartbreak. you're dealing with some issues in your life with heartbreak, and you use music to escape. Okay, let's get some more messages. People really assume that you just have two sides to you, almost like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Like, people feel like it's a lot more going on than what they see, and it's a lot going on in your head than what you really show. They really do assume. For some of you, people really do see that you're really not present, so they can tell when you're not, when you're in your head and in another world, or when you're actually physically here. Okay. Okay. Soulmate. Vulnerability. They got more game than the NBA. And one night stand. Okay, let's get some more messages. You have your networker. Destroyer. Mother. And engineer. Okay, so assumptions about you. Okay, people assume, this is really interesting. I gotta say it. This is very interesting, the assumptions about you. This is part 2. All right, people assume that you love one night stands. People assume that, you know, that's like your thing. You know, like we saw that other image. Where's that card? Like, you may go to like a bar, or you go out, you pick someone up, and then you go back home, you have a one night stand, and then you move on. Like, this is kind of like what people assume about you. People assume that, you know, you're going to be the forever bachelorette, forever bachelor. You're never going to settle down. You got a lot of game. You like to be the playboy, playgirl. You like to have fun. You like to you don't want to be vulnerable with someone. You don't really want a commitment. You don't really want anything stable and real. You rather just hit it and quit it and do it again the next day. This is what people assume. Again, this may not be the truth, but this is how people see you, and this is what they assume. They assume that, again, you like the game. You like to chase. You like to play games. You like, I'm hearing, diving into DMs, or you like getting DMs. You like for people to chase you. People just assume, again, many of you people have a lot of assumptions about your love life. Like, you, again, you're with someone this day, not with them the next, moving on to the next. Like, you don't really want anything stable. You don't want to be vulnerable. You don't want a commitment. For some of you, I'm hearing people assume you're a commitment phobe. Commitment scares you. It makes you feel like you're trapped. You know, people assume that you'll never get married. You'll never, again, you know, you're just never going to settle down. These are the assumptions. So with networker, sometimes people feel like, you know, you want to do things to unify people and to help people and to spread awareness. But sometimes people feel like it's just something about, like, I'm feeling like people don't really feel like you're vulnerable enough, or people don't feel like, you know, the things that you talk about, like, they always connect with it because there's a disconnect with your vulnerability. People just feel like you're just not vulnerable enough. You're not open enough. You don't like to be open. Again, it's like you don't really like change. They assume you don't like change. They assume you don't like to be vulnerable. They assume you don't like to really open up. Okay. People do assume you have a destructive nature. This is what I was saying. You can have a destructive side, like you can have a temper. That's what I'm hearing. People assume that it's like you could be very chill, cool, collected, but you have another side where, you know, you could really go off. You could blow up. You could be explosive. But people, again, they also feel like you're very nurturing. You know, they assume you have a very nurturing, patient, loving side. This is how they see it. They see you as having both sides within you. Okay. And they feel like it's almost like people know, especially the people that are closer to you, they almost know, like they assume like that you're going to be in a mood, or they assume like if they said to you before you're moody, or people feel like you're moody, or people feel like you're up and down, people around you automatically assume you're going to be mad about something, or you're going to be angry, or they assume that you're going to be in a mood and you may not be in a mood. So that's always going to be their first assumption. Like if these are the people that you work with, or you people that you know close to you, friends and family, they automatically assume that you're going to be in a bad mood, even when you're not. But people also feel like you're very creative, you're a great problem solver, you're a great critical thinker, you always know the solutions to many different problems, you always know how to figure things out, you always know how to be very creative, but you're also very practical as well, okay? And so they feel like, you're so gifted and you're so talented, but sometimes your moods can really, I'm hearing, affect your creativity, or affect your balance, or just kind of put you in a place where you're not always able to really clearly do what you need to do because of like your moods. Okay. Ooh. Okay, that's too many cards. Okay, let's get some more. What else do they assume? What else do they assume? Okay, let's see. They have X, drama, and foolishness. Secret relationship. Karma everywhere. Love don't live here no more. My life is like a movie. Please don't leave me. I get jealous. And one more chance. Okay, so people assume, let's start over here. People assume that you can be very jealous, that you have a very jealous side to you. I'm hearing for some of you, people assume that you're possessive as well. Like, especially like if, I'm speaking in terms of like more so like your romantic life, but, in terms of like competition, it's kind of like that competitive energy again, but you can get jealous. So people assume that you get jealous. You get jealous of being like in your relationships, you could be jealous, or you could be like a possessive type person. With this one more chance here, people assume that you don't really give second chances, or some people assume you give second chances, and some people assume you give too many chances. So it's kind of mixed here. It's kind of both. Both things are coming through. Okay, so for some of you, maybe you give too many chances, and for some of you, you don't give another chance. Okay, people also assume that you have gone through, or you do go through, X, drama, and foolishness. So people know about you and your ex, and people assume that it was a lot of drama, or it was a lot of foolishness, or you went through a lot of different situations in your love life with this ex. People have a lot of assumptions about that, okay? And I do feel like this is giving me a couple of messages here. For some, this is like people assume that you can't handle if someone leaves you, or you don't do well if you hear about someone leaving you, or it's kind of like you leave someone before they leave you. Like this is what people assume about you. Like you will leave someone before they leave you because you can't deal with like rejection, or you can't handle, like you have to get out first. Okay. People also feel like for some of you, this is not for everyone, but for some of you, you stay in your romantic relationships too long past expiration date. Like basically, and this is more so for the people that are closer to you, okay, if you're resonating with this. But again, this is not for everyone. People assume that you stay too long. Like, that you're not in love with that person anymore, or your feelings are not the same, and you continue to stay in a relationship even when you're not happy and you're no longer in love. And so they really wonder why. Like they feel like you can do whatever you want to do, and you can have anyone you can have. So for some of you, the people, wonder like, why would you stay? Why would you stay in this relationship and you're not happy and you're not in love? Secret relationship. People assume you're in a secret relationship. For some of you, especially like if you have a social media presence and you don't show who you're dating, or you don't show anything about your romantic life, people assume for some of you that you do have a secret relationship. That for some of you, I'm hearing that you have secretly been with someone for some years, and people, they want to know like why you never show that person. Because for some of you, I'm hearing like you put this person, like, you know, like if you did post this person, maybe you put it in your stories, or you put it up and then you took it down or something like that. And so people are like, why don't you ever show, why don't you ever talk about your secret relationship or your relationship with this person? Why don't you ever speak on it? And then we have karma everywhere. So for some of you, people have seen, or they assume that you're going through some tough times in your life, or you've been in a lot of tough cycles. You've been in a lot of up and down, good karma, bad karma, going through different cycles of karma. Okay. And for some of you, people feel like your life is like a movie. People assume that you have the best life ever. People assume that you're living your best life. You know, I'm hearing traveling all the time. I'm hearing you wear nice clothes. People feel like, you know, your life is like a movie. They wish that they had your life. They wish that they could do the things that you're doing. They wish they can have the type of fun that they feel like that you're having. So people assume that you have an amazing life and, you know, you're having the time of your life. Okay. So this is what they assume about you. All right. So let's get your human oracles out. We have travel lightly, simplify your life. Wondrous universe, walk in beauty. And we have miracles, expect the wondrous to emerge. Okay, we also have transformation. I journey within to meet my higher self and find true happiness. And this is sacred space. I find peace, security, and contentment when surrounded by nature's beauty. And then we have throat chakra. I speak my truth and encourage others to speak theirs. Okay. And we also have gratitude again. The distraction of shiny things. And overrate your intuition. Okay, so let's start here. Overrate your intuition. You're being asked to really give yourself more credit for your intuition. Trust your intuition more and give your intuition more credit. Your intuition is stronger and more spot on than you realize. And you're being asked to really, like, you know, tell yourself and your intuition, job well done, and trust yourself even deeper, even more. For many of you right now, this is a very transformative time. This is a time for you to go within, to really go within, to look at yourself on a deeper level, look at the things that you want to change, to really find true happiness, because your higher self is coming through and your higher self is like, meet me halfway and let's do this. But you have to make the choice. You have to travel lightly. You have to simplify your life. But it's time to look within, to go within, to see what it is you need to know, the messages from your higher self. So that means taking some time to be in nature, because you're being asked to go out in nature, because nature will not only heal you, but it will bring you that peace, security, and contentment that you're looking for. And this is how you can easily connect with your higher self. Your higher self loves to connect with you in nature, when you're near the water or just in nature, where you can be quiet, at peace, calm, and you can really go within. But right now is the time to simplify your life. Let go of some of this baggage that you have that's weighing you down, that no longer serves you. Walk in the beauty. It's time to really get outside and observe the beauty of the universe. Take a walk, take a hike, spend some time in nature, and just let nature heal you and observe the beauty of the universe. Right now, your throat chakra, I speak my truth and encourage others to speak theirs. So again, this is going back to how people see you. People do see you as a person that speaks their truth, but they want more of your truth, or they feel like you don't show enough of who you are, or they want to know more about you, or they want to know more about your story. So in order to do that, you have to speak your truth first. And the more you speak your truth, that empowers others to speak their truth. and to own who they are and live in their truth and live in their honesty. But you have to start that. And this is not saying that you have to tell everybody everything about you, but it's just about being more vulnerable and more honest and more, owning your truth and actually speaking it. It's one thing to know your truth, but it's another thing to actually express it and speak it and share it, okay? Sharing your voice and being authentic. And so miracles are coming. Expect miracles. When you speak your truth, expect some miracles. Expect them to just emerge from nowhere when you speak your truth. You're being asked to be grateful, to show more gratitude. Continue to have this energy and these thoughts of gratitude, not complaining, not what's going wrong, but everything that's going right, everything that you have, saying what you're grateful for. Many of you would do well with writing a list of the things that you're grateful for. And finally, the distraction of shiny things. So for some of you, you're just being asked to focus on gratitude and not focus on material things as much. Focus on the things that are going right. Focus on the things that you have, like peace of mind, health, the fact that you are learning your truth, learning who you are. Focus on those type of things and not on the material world and the material things and what you don't have and what you do have. So I really hope that helps Proud too. Thank you all so much. I'm sending you so much love. If no one told you that they love you today, I love you. I'm proud of you. Keep doing it. Keep going. You got this. Please like the video, subscribe, join the capital LOVE tribe. Comment below, let me know if this resonated. If you don't want to comment, just drop a red heart. Share the video. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next reading. Hi, Pal 3. Welcome to your reading. I hope you're well. Welcome back to the Divine Healing with Love channel. I am Nicole. Welcome back to the capital LOVE tribe. Let's get into it. I want to say as we begin, excuse me, as we begin this reading that this is the assumptions from other people. This is not necessarily the truth. This is just what they assume about you, okay? How they perceive you, their perception of you, and what they assume, okay? So you take the messages as they resonate, but this does not mean it's the truth. So you chose hedonist. So people assume that you love the life of luxury. You love beautiful things. You love nice things. You love luxury. You have, it's a lot of like Venus energy here. You love to travel. You love like eating good food. You love to eat well. You love to look beautiful, to look handsome, to take care of yourself. You like to be celebrated. You like, you have a lot of creativity that you like to show through, like your aesthetic, your look, or like the things that you do. Like they assume that you just love beauty, okay? You love the finer things of the world. Okay, so let's find out what else. What do they assume about Pile 3? Okay, 7 of Pentacles in reverse. Nine of Pentacles. The World in reverse. 10 of Pentacles. Okay, Death in reverse. Ace of Wands. Okay. And Temperance in reverse. Okay, what do they assume? People assume that, for one thing, people definitely assume that you're about your money. You're about making money. You're about having money. You love money. You love to have money. For some of you, people may even nickname you, like a nickname may have money within this nickname. But people think, they assume that, you love money, but there's a couple of messages here. People see you as being very like independent, doing very well, making a name for yourself. But for some of you, people feel like and I'm not trying to trigger you, but for some of you, people feel like you don't really work for much, that everything is given to you, that a lot of people just give you whatever it is you want, or like, all the things that you do have, that you do show someone gave it to you. But for some of you, people feel like you overwork, okay? You work too much. For some of you, people feel like you don't work enough. And for some of you, people feel like you work too much. And like the overworking, you work too much because you want all these nice things and you love money. Like basically, like you would rather work because it's almost like people assume you have an obsession with money, or like you just are obsessed with having this high life, like the good life, like that's all that matters to you, and you're willing to work and do whatever for it. Okay, this is what they assume. For some of you, people assume that you could be in balance. Like I feel like again, it's something with work or something about the things that you have, like it's a little imbalance. Like maybe you work too much, or people assume you work too much. And then for some of you, people assume that you take too much, like too many people. Like for some of you, you have people around you, like could be your friends, who are judging you. Like if people are giving you gifts, like they're judging the gifts that you receive, and like they're judging like the people who give you these gifts, or like they're saying things like, why do you always get all of this stuff, or like, why do you have all of this stuff, or like, why are people always giving things to you? Okay, for some of you, people assume that you are resistant to change, that you are not always, like you have a fear of change, you have a fear of kind of like being vulnerable or being more open. You have a fear of opening up, and opening up to others. You have a fear of like changing your look, or like you're very concerned about aging, or you're very concerned about your looks, or you're like, it's an assumption here about your physical body, or like for some of you, people feel like you're obsessed with like your physical body, like your physical body has to be perfect, or you have to look a certain kind of way, and like you're very obsessed and like consumed with like the way you look. Okay, like people assume you're very obsessed about your looks. People assume that you're very creative, but sometimes people feel like you get blocked easily creatively, or like if things are not going well in your life, that blocks you creatively. Like you're not really able to create when your world is upside down, or when things are not going well in your romantic life, or if you're disconnected. Yeah, for some of you, you may have just recently gone through a breakup, or you are breaking up with someone. So people feel like they assume that you're just not able to, when you're not in love and happy, or in a relationship, or have someone, even if it's a situationship, like it blocks you creatively, and you're not as inspired, you're not as happy, you're not as hopeful and inspirational and optimistic. It's like you kind of like lose some of your positivity and your optimism, and you close yourself off. Some people feel like, for some of you, like they assume that being in a relationship or romantic relationship with you would be a lot of fun, but they also feel like it would be kind of like a lot of work, or like it would be a lot on their end to be with you, or, like you basically, like you have high standards, or like, you require a lot, or you have to be a certain way to be with you. For some of you, people don't have a hard time like approaching you because they feel like, you have it all, you don't need anyone, or you're really not interested in anyone because you work all the time, or like it's not easy getting with you, it's not easy being with you. People have to be special in order to even talk to you in that way. A lot of people like obsess over your looks. They feel like you're very good looking, so they like assume that you're always, even if it is a secret, they assume you always have someone, you always have people fighting over you, you always have a lot of people wanting to be with you, wanting to be in a relationship with you. They assume that, you're not always honest about your love life. You're not always, like you don't always tell people about what's going on in your love life. You don't always, people just feel like you have like a lot of mystery. And sometimes people feel like if things aren't going well in your love life, like you do things to distract yourself, like you may work too much, or you may party too much, or you may do things like they assume that like when things aren't going well in your romantic life, you may spiral a bit out of control, or you just kind of lose your balance in life and you're just really not who you would be if you were in love. Okay, let's find out some more messages. Okay, so we have what's the tea, and let's see what else. Communication issues, high vibes only, and making plans. Yeah, I'm hearing that people feel like you are really out of their league. Like people feel like they would never be able to be with someone like you. Okay. Goddess, God. It's funny these two came out. Okay, we have bully and queen. So people really assume again that you are almost like the type of energy that you have. It would be difficult to be with someone like you, or you are the type of person that's just not, you are not easily able to, you're not approachable. People feel like you have a lot more going on in your life than they can really see. Like they're very curious about you. They feel like you're very mysterious. They want to know more about you. They feel like your life is like juicy and like you're doing a lot of fun things all the time. And, you know, your life is just like amazing and so much going on in your life, whether it is or not. This is what people assume, that like you have this amazing life that they would just only wish they could just take a peek and just see what's going on. They're very curious about you. People feel like you have, or they assume that you have communication issues. You're not always able to communicate yourself freely and honestly and openly. For some of you, I'm hearing some people feel like you're not always able to communicate well, but for some of you, people feel like you are a great communicator, and maybe, you know, you give a little too much sometimes. Maybe you're a little too open with some of the things. And I'm not saying that you're being too open or you're being too blunt, but this is how people perceive it. This is how what they assume. Like maybe you're a little too blunt, you're a little too honest. It's a little too much for them, like it's too open. It could be a bit hurtful, or you can come on strong, or your words could be strong. People assume that you are really in this energy of high vibes only, good vibes only wanting to be around positivity, not wanting to be around low level, low vibrational energy, you know, energy vampires. Like you're not trying to be around things like that. You're putting up boundaries. You're doing things differently. You're protecting yourself. You're loving yourself. People assume that you're making plans. Again, they don't really know what's going on, but they just assume that you're here making plans. You're setting a lot of goals. You're ambitious. You're determined. So people assume, again, you love, okay, for me, some of you I'm just hearing just by looking at this card, it's definitely energy, or these two cards, it's definitely like regal energy here. Like people feel like you're royalty, or like you're, you know, this high class, high standard. You have high standards. You know, they can't even sit with you. They can't even be around you. Like you're just, you know, someone not even real for some of you I'm hearing. But people assume you also love like that you love sex, and like you love having sex, and like being in the bedroom. I don't know. For some of you, people fantasize about you. People dream about having sex with you. People assume that you're just like this person that's always like, I'm hearing for some of you, people feel like you know, exude so much like alluring, sensual, seductive energy that people can't help but to think that about you, like, or assume that this is what you're doing all the time, or this is what you love to do. People feel like you love to, like, again, look good and feel good. People also assume that, you know, you have a high level of confidence, and like you see yourself in a beautiful, bright, like basically you have high standards for yourself, high standards of excellence for yourself. And so people assume that you carry yourself in a dignified way, where it's like, again, you're just not going for anything. You have boundaries. You're not going for the BS. People, they don't even feel like they can really approach you. They just feel like you're just in a different class of your own, okay? People also feel like, people assume or they feel, I keep saying feel because I don't feel like these are assumptions. It's a lot of just like what they think and what they feel. People feel like you intimidate them. People feel like you're very intimidating. You have a way about you that, people don't know what to say when they come around you. People get tongue tied. That's another thing. I feel like I started getting tongue tied during this set of cards. Like, people feel very tongue tied. People don't know what to say. They feel like, they're always going to say the wrong thing, or like they want to impress you and they want to sound smart and they want to sound as if, they want to be pleasing for you. They want to impress you. And so it's like people are fearful of like saying the wrong thing and like you not wanting to be bothered with them, or you not wanting to talk to them. People really do see you. For many of you, it doesn't matter your gender. If you're a masculine, they see you as a divine masculine. If you're the feminine, they see you as a divine feminine. They see you as being very divine, like the archetype. Like, if they looked up divine masculine, they would see a picture of you. If they looked up divine feminine, they would see a picture of you. Like, you're like the ultimate, many people view you as you are the real deal. You're the full package. You have it all. So people really want to know more about, like, what is your life really like? That's why that What's the Tea card came out, because they really feel very curious about you. And they're like, well, what is your life really like? Who are you dating? Who are you romantically involved with? Because they want to see your partner for whatever reason. Because again, I feel like, I'll just follow this. I feel like people feel like you're the ultimate package. So they want to see the person that you're dating. They want to see, what's going on there. Okay. All right, let's get one more. All right. Lessons, take notes. Immature, no shadows. Depressed and lonely. Inspire me. Wedding bells. In my feelings. Work on yourself, trust and let go. And let's see a couple more here. I send you messages through music. You deserve love. Okay, so people feel like you deserve love. People feel like, again, like I said, the romantic life seems to be really prominent here, okay? And so there's just a lot of mystery and curiosity around your romantic life. So people feel like, you deserve to be with a great person. You deserve love. You deserve commitment if you want to get married or whatever the situation is. A lot of people, I'm not going to lie, a lot of people fantasize marrying you, or not like marrying. If they don't fantasize marrying you, they fantasize just like being with you. Definitely being with you in the bedroom, but also like they fantasize about like what a life would be like with you. Okay. When they meet you and they see you, people fantasize about this. Even like random people you would never know, they think about things like this. And they feel like, again, you deserve love, and they want to see who you're dating or who you are with, because many people want to, like pile 3, you're the type, whoever you are with, people will probably, like, especially if this person is attractive as well, they're going to make like you and this person like a power couple, or like they, would already deem you and this person as like big time. This is how people would see you. It doesn't matter who you're with. As long as this person is attractive, they're going to create that narrative around you and this person. So people are very curious about this. People, they assume that like you love music, and like, for some of you, like you may be intuitive, or like you have this special connection with music, or like you feel music very deeply. Music is a big part of what inspires you, and also a big part of your life. Okay, people see music as something you really do love. People see you working on yourself, or they assume you're working on yourself. They assume that you're trusting yourself more. You take the time for self-care. You take time to take care of yourself. People feel like, they could take notes from you. People assume that, like you've been through some situations, you have a lot of wisdom, you know things that some people don't know. You're a very smart person. Again, you're very intellectual, so they feel like they can learn from you, okay? And that inspires them to learn more about you. Some people get in their feelings about you, okay? Some people get in their feelings about, like, you know how to activate people on a different level. And so sometimes people can get in their feelings. They can feel jealous. They can feel angry. They can feel very happy. They can feel very drawn to you. Some people can go through a range of emotions just by being with you, or whatever the case may be. So you can push people into their feelings. People don't really feel like you're immature. People feel like, you are dealing with your shadow, or you're healing, or you hold yourself accountable, or you're trying to hold yourself accountable. People see you growing up and maturing. Some people feel like you may be depressed and lonely, or you may have gone through some depression, or you've dealt with depression in the past, or you've dealt with loneliness. They may not feel that. Okay, for some of you, they do feel like you're lonely right now, and it's because they're assuming that because they don't know what's going on in your romantic life. So whether you have someone or not, people assume that you're like lonely, like especially if you're very private and you don't post anything, which it looks like you don't post anything about your romantic life. People assume just because they don't see who you're with, they assume you're lonely, or they assume that you're going to be lonely, or like, you're never really going to be with someone, stuff like that. But it's because they don't really know. They don't know what's going on with you because you're private, and people want to know what's going on. They're dying to know what's going on. Okay, let's get your oracles. So we have joy and delight. Open your heart to joy. Transformation, a fresh new way of living emerges. Watching clouds, lie back, rest, and relax. Find your bliss. I am following a path I love and fully aligned to my soul purpose. Reach for your dreams. I am the creator of my own dreams and achieve them with confidence. Air elemental. I embrace the element of air and am open to all knowledge and wisdom. Okay, so let's get a couple more. Sacred mirrors. Rise. And you, the muse. So with the you, the muse, you are the muse. You are an inspiration. You are helping others. You are guiding others. And you are a muse. So when you need to get inspired, all you need to do is look within. Look at yourself in the mirror and look within. You can inspire yourself. You have the ability to inspire yourself because you're already an inspiration to so many people, okay? So when you feel stuck, look at yourself, dive into your emotions, and you will get inspired. Open your heart up to joy and find your bliss. So you are on the path of alignment, and if you're not there, you're getting ready to move into that energy of purpose, alignment, and it's going to bring you so much harmony and joy. Many of you are going through a transformation, a new way of living emerges. So your life is getting ready to change, and it's going to be changing where your dreams are grounding. Continue to dream big and dream bigger, okay? Dream as high as you can because your dreams are grounding. Your dreams are getting ready to really happen. Things are getting ready to take off for you. You're moving into this place where you're getting ready to see a lot of blessings and manifestations. Things you've been dreaming of, things that you've been trying to manifest, the goals that you've been setting, things are getting ready to ground and really come to fruition for you. But you do need to take a break. You do need to take some time to relax. I just saw 222. Relax, take a break, go into nature, take care of yourself, nurture yourself, get some extra rest. We also have here the air elemental. So the air element helps you with your creativity, your intellect, your knowledge, and your wisdom. So work with the air element, that's wind. You may hear things through the wind, or Take some time to sit outside, and you can get messages from just sitting outside or just walking outside. Don't forget, you are a mirror. You are a mirror to so many people. You reflect back to them what they need to know, what they need to see about themselves. So continue to take care of yourself and continue to look at everything in life as if it is a mirror. And again, rise. You are transforming. Be open to this transformation. Rise like the phoenix, because this transformation is happening. I really hope that helps Pile 3. If no one told you that they love you today, I love you. Keep going. I'm proud of you. You got this. Please like the video, subscribe, join the capital LOVE tribe. Comment below, let me know how this resonated. If you don't want to let me know how it resonated, drop a red heart. Share this video. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next reading.